Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm just checking quickly if everything is set up all right. If there is anything you want to pick up before we start, you can drop me a message quickly on the chat so we can go through this. I think we are all good. Welcome to today's class. So cool to have you here, everyone. I'll check the chat later to see if there were any messages. So if anything, you can just drop it down there. I know again, change of the scenery. I'm basically taking you for a tour around my flat because we're now in another room that is still in my own space. So welcome. Super nice to have you here. So in today's class, we are going to explore the kind of state in your business when you're kind of thinking about doing it all. And I experience this very much in my own day to day when in one day I'm focusing on building the product and making sure that all the classes are designed right and relevant, taking on customer feedbacks, making sure I'm changing everything with all the iterations and the systems are set up properly. But then also there is that other side when I need to look after the social media and press releases and podcasts and making sure that all the work goes out there so that the business keeps running. And then on the top of it, looking after the team, making sure that everything is communicated and everybody's looked after properly. So these are all the important parts of the business. And throughout the day, very often I feel that pressure that I'm splitting myself in many different directions and still having that thoughts at the back of my head thinking, am I forgetting anything? Is this definitely all of it? And all these pieces are super important when it comes to building your product, your team, and then also all the media piece around it. But another super important piece to keep it all going is yourself, because you need to make sure that you're also grounded and in the right place with your mind and with your body in order to keep building that business and keep moving it forward. So today in the practice, we're kind of going to experience what you experience in your day because this practice is going to be very busy, very full on. But the different way we're going to approach it is that every element that we're going to work through, we're going to fully be focused in the moment. So that when you take it back to work, just using an example of building a customer feedback in, you will be fully focusing on that moment, on that one element. You won't be thinking about what's next, which companies I need to reply to. Do I need to message someone from the team? We'll be fully focusing on that one element. So we're going to try that in the practice. So you see what it's like, how it feels in your body and in your mind, and grounding in this moment. You will then have a framework that you can take back with you in your day and see how you can use breath and movement to ground and create that focus without your mind going in many different directions. So let's get to it. Find your seat. Let's take a few breaths to settle after all my super fast talking because we do have a lot to go through. So let's all come back to the center. Whether you're in a cross-legged seat or a kneeling seat, take few grounding breaths. Your lips are closed and breathe through the nose. Keeping your eyes closed, keep breathing. And as usual in this practice, sometimes you might look at the top of the mat and notice that I'm not there. But don't worry about that. We are also here to build that trust, to build your confidence that you can trust yourself, your breath, your movement, and follow the guidance of my voice in the whole practice, in everything that's going on here today. Couple of more breaths through your nose, inhale and exhale, and notice that flow of the breath. Notice every inhale and exhale, where it moves your body, and notice how it feels. Long breath in and long breath out. Beautiful. Keeping your eyes closed. Move now to hands and knees. So shoulders are over your wrists and then hips are over your knees. Drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the gaze up. And on the exhale, round gaze to your thighs. Inhale, look up, lift up. And exhale, round. Two more like this with your breath. Keep breathing. Keep pressing away from the ground. We're opposing the gravity here. And just setting a space for your body. Starting with those easy movements. Going back to center, gazes down, extend your right leg and then the left leg. You are in plank, so we are starting strong here already. Tuck the tailbone under, gazes down, keep pressing away from the ground and lift the hips back and up, downward facing dog. Bend and extend the knees. We're starting with some movement here to stretch through the legs. If you've been sitting at your desk, same as I was, this is a really good way to get some extension to the back of your leg. Keep opening your chest, gaze to your thighs, lifting your hips back and up. And then start slowly walking forward, one foot at a time. A little bit of a walk to the top of the mat. From there, roll it all the way up to standing. Keep pressing your feet up, feeling the outer edges pressing down. As you roll up to standing, shoulders come last over hips. Roll them up and down. Opening here a little bit. And then with the inhale, lift your hands up. And exhale, straight to forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, gaze down. And exhale, fold. Two more like this. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, fold. Lift halfway, stand the legs, gaze down. Exhale, fold. Inhale takes you up. Exhale down. Marrying the movement with the breath. Lift halfway, gaze down. Exhale, fold. Last one, inhale, lift, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Hands down to the ground and step your right leg back. Drop the back knee. And then release the foot. You can walk your hands a little bit closer to your foot. And then we're going to move the hips back, extending to the front leg. Inhale as you move forward, lift the chest, look up. Exhale brings you back. Keep moving with the breath. Inhale forward, sending the hips forward. And then on the exhale, bringing the hips back, extending to the front leg. Keep pressing away from the ground through your front foot, but then also through the shin and the top of the back foot. And that helps you to ease the pressure from the kneecap so it's not doing this horrible cranky noise when you're moving forwards and backwards. So keep moving with the breath. Legs are active. Thighs squeezing to the center, pressing away from the ground as well. And then this movement is super good after sitting for a prolonged period of time, because if you think about the way you're sitting, your feet are on the ground, but your legs are pretty much inactive. And then you're staying in the same seat for a long time. Your hips are also immobile. So getting in here, we're getting some movement to the back of the legs. We have to oppose the gravity, so everything is switched on, everything is on fire. So we're getting all those different moves in. And then next time, so we're starting from the back of the leg. Next time that you're at the front, frame the foot, and then drag your left foot down, and then lift it behind your bent leg. We're now going to work through the front of the body as well. So as you inhale, you lift the back leg up, lift the chest, and on the exhale, you do nose. Inhale as you lift. Stretching to the hip flexor and the front of the body. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time lift. This time extend the back leg behind you and then drop that foot down, placing it on the ball of your foot. And then just move your heel and your hips from one side to the other. You're going to get into your lower back, bumping the hips from one side to the other. And then extend your upper leg as well. You're in a plank, but keep moving with those hips and heels from one side to the other. Hands are strong, pressing away from the ground, downing through your shoulders. And then come back to center, drop the knees down, bend the elbows, chest down. We move through vinyasa. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, bow. Press into your hands, lift the chest back to downward facing dog. Shuffle to the middle. And we meet in downward facing dog. Gaze to your thighs, bend and extend one leg at a time. And then start that little walk, maybe a little bit more active. Tiny run to the top of the mat. Getting in there. Forward fold. Getting your whole body bending forward. Stretching through the lower back. And then roll it up. On the top, shoulders to your ears, roll your shoulders. And inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, back. And exhale, fold hands down. We move to the other side. So left leg, step back, drop the knee, release the foot. And then send the hips back. You can walk your hands to the middle. And then move with your breath. We're starting with the back of the right leg. Getting some movement there. Switching of the legs, pressing away from the ground. Closing the gravity again. Exhale as you go back and inhale as you move forward. And when you move here, notice as well that kind of balance between keeping your muscles engaged and soften. When you go forwards and backwards, notice where do you need to squeeze, what and where, and then what stays soft. Our body is not like flopping down to the ground, hands are just touching the mat or anything. There's a constant lift and press. Some parts are active, and some are there just for support. So feel into the balance as you move forwards and backwards. And the next time when you come to the top, hands on the ground, drag your right on the ground all the way to the back. Lift the back leg, bend the knee, lift up, lift the chest, you got. Exhale, heels. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift one more time. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift, extend the leg behind you, and drop the ball of the foot down to the ground. Move to your heel to one side and the other, getting into your lower back. And extending your left leg as well, moving heels, both heels from one side to the other. I actually don't know how am I doing this, and I end up past the edge of the mat. It's not too bad, but if you also have that feeling, alone, I left my mat somehow as well, so we'll need to move to the center. Now we come back to the center. You can probably feel that in your core already, actually. So stay strong there. We're going through vinyasa. Elbows under, drop the knees, drop the chest. Inhale, lift through cobra gently. And exhale, bow down. Press your hands up, lift from the mat. Move to downward facing dog. We stay here for 3 breaths, so you also have an option to stay in your child pose. Whichever place you choose, you can take long breaths, bringing this inhale all the way down to your belly. Hips are either lifting up or you drag them all the way to your hips if you are in your child pose. Both of those poses help us to stretch the back. Stay active through your hands, pressing down. If you're in your child pose, make your way to downward facing dog. And then we're going to do a little run to the top of the mat. And then roll it all the way to center. On the top, inhale. Hands in prayer, bring you to heart center, and then release. Keep your eyes closed. And take a moment here. Let's stay here on the top of the mat, feeling into the body, noticing where the breath goes, the pace of the breath, whether it stays at the top of your chest or goes to your belly. Maybe when you're here in stillness, you can also notice your heart rate. What is it like after this first part of the class? 15 minutes in, how do you feel? Maybe when you think back now about your busy morning, it feels like a long time ago or in another life. When you're now here on your mat, your mind is so much slower. The only thing that your thoughts are focused on is the breath, in and out. Take a long breath down to your belly and exhale out. Inhale, lift your hands up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway, gaze down. Exhale, fold, hands down, step to plank. Move through vinyasa. You can drop your knees down, or if chaturanga to kissing in practice, go for that. We meet in downward facing dog. Long breath in your downward facing dog, in and out. And then with the inhale, your right leg goes up. Doesn't have to go up. Keep it extended. And then bring your knee to front, to the nose. I wanted to say knee in between elbows. Inhale, lift up. Extend the leg again. Exhale, knee between the elbows. Shoulders are over wrists. One more time, lift. And bring the knee between the elbows. Step the leg down, step the foot down, and lower the knee. Inhale, press to the feet, lift the chest, lift the hands up, extend, keep reaching up, and exhale, frame the foot. Hips back. Move a few times, bending and extending through the front leg. Notice how it feels this time when we get into the shape. How does it feel through the back of your leg? Is there any other place that your body pulls you towards to find a little bit of stretch and movement? And the next time when you extend, drop your head down. Let's take one long breath here in that extension. Inhale to the belly. And exhale out. And then back, roll forwards, knee over the ankle. We change here, curl the toes under, lift the back knee. And then ground the back foot. Lift up to your warrior two. However you get there, warrior two. Grounding through your feet. Stay strong. I'm just gonna move so you can see better if you are looking to the top of the mat. So we are in our warrior two. And then extend the front leg, lift the hand up and behind, peaceful warrior. And then we flow back forward, elbow to your knee, left hand above the head, extended angle here. Moving between your peaceful warrior on the inhale, and exhale, knee to elbow, left hand above your head. With the breath, feel into the side stretches of your body. You are really getting here into our lower back and the sides. So it's like a 180 contract to probably your first half of the day when there was a lot of work in your mind And now we are making all that work with the body moving here. Okay, next time when you go up, keep the leg extended and bring the right hand down, moving into your triangle shape, opening the left hand up. Legs are strong, pressing away from the back, from the ground. Keep squeezing your shoulder blades together to open your chest here. And you can turn your gaze up to the ceiling. One more breath. And then turn the gaze down, bend into the front leg, and frame the foot, lifting the back heel. Step to plank and move through your vinyasa, or you can go straight to downward facing dog or a child pose. Wherever you arrive, we're gonna take 3 long breaths. Stay strong in your shape when you're in your downward facing dog. Keep pressing away from the ground to the base of your palms, and also stay active through the balls of your feet. So you're always pressing away and growing away from the mat. If you were in child pose, make your way to downward facing dog, and we're gonna move through the other side. With an inhale, your left leg goes up, reaching the heel up, and then knee to nose hovering in between the elbows. 2 more like this. Inhale, lift up, extend, and then 1 more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, knee between the elbows, hover, and then step the foot down, dropping the back knee, release the foot. And then you can, before we walk the hands, actually inhale, lift up, reach up, find that full extension, squeeze your glutes, squeeze the thighs to the midline, and then come down to frame the foot. We're gonna bend and extend through the front leg, checking in how it feels when we are arriving in the shape for the second time. Maybe some of your muscles already loosened up a little bit. My kneecap is really vocal here, but probably means I'm not pressing away from the ground enough. So we're going to change that. And then when you extend your legs, stay here for a moment, bowing down, feeling that extension. You can then lift your toes from the ground. Notice how it feels. And then come back, knee over your ankle. Curl the toes under, lift the back knee, and then ground the heel. We're coming into warrior 2, whichever way you lift. Arriving in your warrior 2, front knees bent over front ankle, and then grounding strong to the outer edge of your back foot. Extend the front leg, left hand above the head, peaceful warrior, and the knee to elbow, right hand up. Moving with your breath, inhale, takes you back, stretching to the left, and exhale forward. Keep breathing, keep moving here. And then when you go out to the back, extend the front leg, and then we reach up and forward. We're coming into a triangle shape. Gaze up and up. Keep pressing away from the ground. Your hand might be on your shin or on your thigh. Wherever it lands, keep pressing into that head that is down as well to open your chest. 1 more breath. And then gaze down, bend into the front leg, and frame the foot, lifting the back heel. Step back to plank. And let's lift the hips back and up, downward facing dog. 1 more breath. And exhale. Drop the knee down. And then keep your toes scrolled under. Walk your hands to the back of the mat. So we'll be pressing into all our toes. Feel even that little toe pressing down on the mat. And then walk with your hands past your feet. Hands are pressing down, either full palm or you can be on the fingertips. And then squeeze your glutes and lift the hips off your heels. Feel really into your thighs here. Strongly pushing up. And then exhale, release. 2 more like this. Squeeze the glute, push the thighs up. Reaching up. And release. And one last time, squeeze and lift. It might be just a tiny lift of your heels, and that's absolutely fine. And then release. Walk your hands a little bit forward, release your feet, swing them to the side, and then come to lay down on your back. So the feet are on the ground, and then releasing. You can make it a core work as well, releasing it super slow, touching the mat with each part of your back in its own time. And then head down to the ground. Bring soles of the feet close to your hips. You can lift the hips a little bit so that you can fully land with your body on the ground. And then hands are either side. First, lift the heels up. And we're going to do a little bit of a core work before we go fully into relaxation. So your heels are reaching up, feet are flexed. And then with the exhale, it's important to do it with the exhale because as you exhale, your belly button goes down and it activates all your muscles on your belly. And we want that in order to keep our back strong on the ground. So as you exhale, drop your right heel down and then back up on the inhale. You control how far you want to go. It doesn't have to go all the way down to the mat. Two more each side, right down with the exhale. And then back in. Almost as you exhale, imagine you're pressing your lower back down to the ground. As the heel goes down, the farther it goes, the stronger you want to press down. Last with each leg. Back up. And the left leg down. And back up. Stay here. We release both of the legs down. Maybe only 50%. And back up. And now we're going to try to release it all the way after like 30%. And drop the heels down. Whew, here we are. Fully coming back to relaxation. Let's take 2 breaths here. Inhale in. And exhale. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. And keep the knees open, just rocking from one side to the other. Shoulders are resting on the ground. And then bring both of your knees down to the right side. So we're going for a twist. Your left shoulder stays on the ground. Knees are landing on the right. You want to make sure that your left shoulder and the shoulder blades are touching the ground. So if you feel that this side is lifting, slide your legs down. That's going to allow you to ground through the left side. Otherwise, you can open your arms to feet. And then staying here in your twist. Bring your breath to the left side of your ribcage. So you actually have space there to breathe to the belly. But in this moment, we want to bring all our awareness and concentration to the left side. You can even place your right hand on the left side of the hip of the ribcage to help give a direction for your mind and for the breath to the left side. Feel the ribcage expanding with every inhale. And then falling down with the exhale. Close. More breaths like that. Feeling your ribcage rising with every inhale. And then falling back down with your exhale. And slowly moving your knees back to the center. Squeeze them into your chest. Give yourself a hug. And then knees land on your left side, finding a twist. Feeling that grounding through the right side, so your right shoulder and your shoulder blades are touching the ground. If you feel that there's a bit of a lift through your right side, you can slide your knees a little bit lower, and that will help you to drop that right side back down. So this time you can place your hands on your ribcage on the left side of the right side of the ribcage, and then feel that breath rising and falling down with every inhale and exhale. And feel your ribcage. Back to the center. Squeeze your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. And then extend your legs, going into your final resting shape, Shavasana. When you arrive there, press through the back of your head to lift the shoulder blades off the ground. Feel them connecting and then falling back down to the ground. Finding this last moment of rest. Your breath is flowing gently through your body. Natural flow. With inhale and exhale. And then as the breath goes out, drop your shoulders and your shoulder blades down. With your next exhale, moving your concentration down to your middle back and your lower back. Notice this part of your body touching the mat and having that connection. And with the exhale, let go of any tension in your back. Slowly bringing your focus down to your glutes and back of your legs. We did so much work with the legs today, working through the back of the legs, but also through the front. So now in this final moment of rest, allow them to drop, like releasing all the physical sensations and bringing that lightness into your body. Almost like you would be leaving your body here to rest, just to have that moment whilst you are observing it in that fully relaxed state. Arriving at the end of this practice, there is nothing left to do, nowhere else to do. Stay here, trusting that when time comes, I'll guide you out of this Shavasana. Take a longer breath in and long exhale out. Feeling the breath moving your body once more. Slowly move your fingers and your toes, finding back those sensations in your body. And then slide your hands down. Slide your hand down. No, slide your hands up and above the head. You're reaching up, full body stretch from your fingers to your toes. You can move your wrists and point and extend. Point and flex your feet. And then your hands comes down either side of your body. Roll over to your right side. And take your final moment of rest there. This is like this transition moment between a pause and getting back into your day, into your work. But before you do so, just hang on to this moment when your breath is slow, your body is calm, and your mind follows that state. That connection, when your breath is slow, your mind is also empty. It's able to process your thoughts slower. It's able to focus on them in its individual time and make decisions that are not going to trigger you, that are not going to cause panic or worry. From that state, you find clarity to move into the rest of your day. And that rest of your day is going back to your business, growing it stronger because you are stronger yourself. Slowly make your way back up to a seated shape. Let's close this practice together. Bring your hands in prayer and then bow your head down. Bring your thumbs to the third eye. A gentle connection touching your forehead. So rarely we experience that in the day. So let's just honor that moment. Having that unity between body and mind when you found yourself back. Thank you for practicing with me today and finding time to show up on the mat, share your energy as well. You can raise your hands and then open your eyes. Thank you everyone for joining. I hope that you had a really good practice, probably switching on quite a lot of fire. Um, I think that might be something similar, like throughout the day when you run around, you experience a fire in your mind. We just brought that fire back to the body. But just notice that shift that happened when you're coming back to the body, when the mind is actually focused on that and not on all the different things that are happening around you in your business, notice how you feel when you come out of this class. And you can always let me know, text me, what would you enjoy, which part actually worked for you today. Really nice to see you, and I hope to see you again next Monday.